for political office before, but this year he plopped down the $1,740 filing fee for a chance to win a seat in the U.S. Congress.
Just over the last year, have just kind of felt a calling that this is what I need to do at this stage in my life, to stand up and for the people here in this district.
What makes you think that you're the man for the job?
Because I've always been a fighter, and I've always never been afraid to articulate and stand up for a political position, regardless if it's politically incorrect or anything.
Do you have any plans to cut either Social Security or Medicare?
No, I do. I believe that Social Security and Medicare should be off the table. Now, what I would do to rein in spending is I believe we need to do a little plastic surgery, and by that, I don't think that we should raise the national debt one penny.
Ellis says one thing he would cut is money for the war in Ukraine. Why would you stop funding the war in Ukraine?
Because I do not believe that the war in Ukraine is in the vital interest of the United States. That is an ethnic war in the Russian-speaking provinces of eastern Ukraine, and I do not believe that that's in the vital national interest of the United States.
How about the Israeli war in Gaza? Do you continue to support that or not?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly support Israel. What happened to Israel was unconscionable, and Israel has a right to defend themselves. I support defending Israel.
Ellis says if elected, he would help return the country to what it was like under President Trump. He also shares the former president's baseless claims about the 2020 election.
I went up there to peacefully protest an election that I felt like where there was interference that resulted, and the person that was installed was not legitimately elected.